Okay, so here it goes. Here's my first YouTube video. Well, not really. I mean, I have some other ones from way back in the day of me like trying to kick myself in the head. And very embarrassing. We're not going to talk about that. Anyways, I wanted to start by showing you this amazing shirt that I got on Etsy. It says "Homie, don't play that" from an all-time classic called In Living Color. For those of you who don't know, shame on you. For those of you who do, you need to cop this because this is like my most favorite shirt ever. It's on Etsy. I'll put the link below of the shop that I got it at. But the reason why I'm here today is because aging is so freaking weird, man. I just finished shooting a self tape and I was like, damn, my eyebrow, not my eyebrow, my forehead wrinkles look so deep. My crow's feet, my lips look thin. Like, what's going on? When did this happen? So weird because I like feel like I look one way and then I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh yeah, shit, aging happens. Um, but with saying that, getting older is kind of cool. I give a little bit less of a fuck about certain things. I know who I am more. I have more wisdom and experience behind me, and that part is really cool. I it made me think of a story. So my mom would always talk shit about her hands and say how much she hated her hands and how they were her mother's hands and how they were working hands and manly and all of this stuff. And in the same breath, my mother would say that I have her hands. She said to me not too long ago, maybe a year ago, she said, Bale, you have my hands 30 years ago. I was like, Ma, don't you realize what you're saying? You talk shit about your hands and you're telling me that I have your hands. So basically, you're talking shit about my hands. But then I really thought about it and I decided to flip the script. First of all, one of the things that happened was a few years ago, I was working an auto show and this guy who had been hitting on me throughout the show the weekend, he definitely was attracted to me, which just makes this kind of cool and kind of, I don't know. No, it makes it kind of cool. But he said to me, he saw my hands and he's like, you have working hands. But he didn't say it to me as like a judgment, but because I was so insecure about my hands, I was like, I could feel my face getting red and I felt really embarrassed. And I was like, I think I probably said like, so, really sassily. Sassily? I think that's a word. If it's not, it is now. You know what I meant. And then the other day I was working, and as this guy was leaving the restaurant, I gave him a high five. And just touching this quick, he's like, were you a carpenter? And I was like, why? Because I have working hands? Anyways, last year, I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I can choose how I perceive myself. And also, my hands have a hell of a lot of wisdom. I always say, like, one of the best ways I learn is with my hands and by doing things. And I thought about it, and I know how insecure my mom has been about her hands and how that's been a thing that she's, like, kind of been ashamed of. And I thought about it, and I was like, my mom's hands took care of me. They fed me, they rubbed my back, they held me when I was sad, they changed my diaper, they rubbed my earlobes. My mom always used to do this as a kid. They took care of me. They brushed my hair, everything. And I love those hands. And my hands are those hands. So I decided to embrace my hands. And you know what? It makes me feel fucking free to be like, oh, I get to choose. Like, why am I ashamed of these hands? Okay, so my knuckles are a little bit fat. So my fingers are maybe big. My hands are maybe big. They're a little bit not so soft even when I put lotion on them. But guess what? These hands are fucking intelligent. And they have so much love in them and so much love to give. One day I will be changing my daughter's diaper or my son's diaper or whatever, and I will be feeding them and rubbing their back and tickling their back and holding them when they're sad. And I'm going to look at my hands and I'm going to be like, "Hi mom. Hey Nan." And it's going to be something really special. And that's the power we have. Like, truly, I could just live my life in shame, and I'm an actor, so I have to be like conscious of how I look. But what a shame that would be if I was so insecure about my hands that it didn't fully allow me to embrace a character in something that I was doing in a film or a TV show. Like, that would suck. Or just in life. and not being constantly thinking about them and allowing me to be present with whatever and whoever I'm with. Anyways, that's my story. Take it or leave it. Hopefully it gets you thinking. Anyways, love you guys.